Good morning. So I walked out of my workplace this morning. So for those of you who've been around for a little bit and have been following me on my Facebook page, you'll know that I have had a part-time job at a thrift store for like 7 years, over 7 years. So for the last, I don't know, maybe over summer, it's the end of August right now. It just hasn't been right. It hasn't felt right. And it's interesting because I don't think that too much has really changed within the workplace. I feel like it's me that's changed. Fuck. So, I've been having, I know that it's an overused word, but I've been having anxiety like crazy when I'm there. Like I feel like I can't keep up. I can't dance with it like I once did. It just, like, my heart races. My heart hurts and I'm worried. So, also for the last maybe 6 weeks, I've been feeling the pressure of, like, I've got to do something about this. I've got to find the shift. I've been blaming all the retrogrades, all of them. So, this morning, I was prepared for a very busy day. It's Tuesday. We do a big sale on Tuesday. We're having crappy weather. So I figured it's probably going to be busy, and I got myself geared up. I worked last night and I closed the store, and I knew that I had to be back in the morning, and there was no gap. And I did my best last night to relax and feel good. My sweetheart and I watched some movies and we ate some junk food. And anyway, so this morning I wasn't feeling pensive. I wasn't feeling hesitant. I got myself dressed and I went in. And so yesterday when I went in, the desk has been moved. Like, it changes the whole flow. And when you've got a rhythm in your workspace, bags are always here, garbage is always here, hangers always go here. It makes it faster. It's part of the habit. So when I went in and my workspace was moved elsewhere, there was a big tall jewelry counter set up right in front of the door. So I moved it because it was creating a blind spot with the door. People were walking in and didn't know where the cash desk had moved because we're out of their sight. Anyway, I moved it. So this morning when I came in, one of the fellas that works in the back, who had done all this change, moved the jewelry counter back. So the first thing I did was go to move the jewelry counter, and he came out and we had some conflict. It was quiet conflict. I don't do loud, angry conflict. And my heart started racing and I started to feel angry and upset. And I just fucking grabbed my stuff and walked. And I've been thinking about how the last 2 weeks, an awful lot of the readings that I've been giving to people have centered around, it's time to shift, it's time to move, it's going to be painful, it's going to be scary, don't worry, everything's going to fall into place. And all of that fucking, I was like, it's what's required. It's fucking scary. Now, the big challenge here is that, so everything else that I do is self-employment. The big challenge, or the big upset here, is that the woman who actually owns this store and runs this store has been such a good friend to me. And I hate that I feel like I'm screwing her. I hate that I feel like I'm hurting her. And I hate that I feel like I'm risking our friendship by doing this way. But I used to, you know what, when I used to go to work, it's been 7 years. Over 7 years is a long time for me, if anybody, for those of you who know me. Oh, we got the ugly cry. Oh, fuck. When I used to get ready to go to work, it was going to Joy. I used to call it, I'm going to Joy. I'd never say I was going to work. And I feel like there's no joy in the work anymore. And I feel like something has been pushing me to shift out for a long time, but I've been hanging on because of my love for this woman. So now I'm in my car crying. Not at work when I should be there. Wondering, how is this going to play itself out? I really wanted to do this the right way. I wanted to give her the right. She wasn't even there this morning. If she was there, I'd be doing this in her office. I wanted to do this the right way if I was going to do it at all. I wasn't sure if I was going to just ask her to take some time off. I wasn't sure if I should ask her for less hours. She's always been so good about shifting me around my other jobs. Oh, fuck. So this sort of feels like, you know, I was in love with this job at one point. I was in love for everything this job did for me. This job saved my ass so many times. And so I'm feeling so very conflicted because there's no more joy there anymore for me. So I kind of don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to do at this point. I don't know how to make amends in this moment with her. And I think my whole point of even recording this video, aside from not having anybody to talk to in this moment and needing an outlet, oh, it's so gross, is I feel like I almost needed to show everybody it's not that easy for me either. When the cards are spirit, give the advice of it's going to hurt and it's going to be painful and it's going to be scary, but it's something that must be done. I feel like I almost have to show everybody it's not easy for me either. Even if I'm giving you that advice, this is the moment that I'm warning you about. I don't know what to do with this. I left work and I stopped at the Foodland parking lot and had a good weep and texted my sweetheart, and he hasn't received those yet, I guess. And I texted the boss lady just to give her a heads up. This thing happened and I left and I'm sorry and I love you. Now I have to just kind of cry it out and sit in this for a little bit and get my bearings and figure out what happens from here. Oh, crap. So, in terms of what happens from here, anyway, with this, with this channel and with the tarot stuff, nothing's going to change with that, because that is still love work. That is work that Spirit says, you do it. You do it. This is what you do. This is what the world needs of you. This is your task and this is your service. So I think that I needed, I'm just feeling like terrifically vulnerable right now and so upset that this is going to hurt her. And it's always been a security blanket for me, and it was always a safe space for me. And I just kind of fucking threw that in the fire. Perhaps I just need some time to cool off. I don't know, but the way that my body has been reacting while I'm there has been a sure cue that it's time to shift. And I really wish that I would have put some things into place sooner to be more calm about this, because that is not the ideal way to do anything, and I completely know it, but I thought, I can't. I'm not going to be able to work a shift heightened and sick and full of anxiety, and I'm not going to be able to calmly speak with this coworker who sort of was just that last straw on the camel's back, huh? So anyway, this is going to be painful to edit. Okay, I don't have a pretty way to wrap this up. This wasn't a written, scripted video today, but I walked away from a part-time job. Let's see what happens from here, folks.